So, the event is over, and Apple has announced the M2 iPad Air and the M4 iPad Pros. But I do believe this was not enough. I do think that although Apple increased the hardware capabilities of this iPad by tenfold, which is great to say, I do believe the main issues are still there. So, yeah, let's talk about the state of the iPad lineup. So, if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. This is why you shouldn't buy an iPad in 2024. So, yes, Apple announced the M2 iPad Air and the M4 iPad Pros. All of the leaks and the rumors turned out to be true. We got two sizes for the M2 iPad Airs, 11 and 13-inch size. Basically, the 13-inch new iPad Air and the 11-inch iPad Air are basically the old 2018 iPad Pro design, refurbished without the 120Hz display. Apple replaced the M1 chip inside with the M2 and gave it the Apple Pencil hover feature from the M2 iPad Pros. Nothing else. Other than that, it's all the same. Oh, we also got the repositioning of the Face ID camera and the Face ID system to the horizontal position, like we were expecting, and the Apple Pencil also charges on the same place. So, for all the people that were thinking we were going to need to change the place for charging the Apple Pencil because of the new positioning for the Face ID system, that's wrong. Apple fixed the issue. So, yes, the same 2018 iPad Pro is now called 2024 iPad Air with the M2 chip. That's it. So, if you like cheap iPads and you want an iPad to take notes at university or school and you don't really care about 120Hz, I do believe the iPad Air is actually a good deal and you should buy it. It's an iPad after all. I would advise you to go for the 11-inch size, the complete base model, starting at $599. The base price with now 128 GB of storage. That's a great deal. Do not go for the 256, 512 or even 1TB of version because I do believe that would become very, very expensive. If you do believe that you want more than that, okay, double the storage. But remind yourself that it could cost you around $100, $50, I'm not sure. But if you do that, well, that's breaking the barrier of the $600. But I do believe the base model of the M2 iPad Air is actually a great deal. And then of course, Apple released the 13-inch size of the iPad Air, which is a new size. This was predicted by the leaks, and they were correct. This is just like the M2 MacBook Air generation and lineup all over again. We got the same two computers, the same two iPads, but with different sizes. So the 13-inch iPad Air is the complete same iPad as the 11-inch, 30% bigger. So now we got 30% bigger displays on the iPad Air. If that's something that you will want, you don't really need to buy the iPad Pro right now. So getting the 13-inch size for education, closer to an A4 sheet, would be actually cool. And for only $799, it's actually also a great deal for a bigger sized iPad. Bigger speakers, bigger battery, and the 2018 design is great. I love it. So yes, the iPad Air lineup is not that bad. My issue comes with the M4 iPad Pros and the iPad Pro lineup in general. Yes, Apple created the iPad Pro lineup and still in this keynote has talked about it as a laptop replacement. They did not say it in a direct comparison against computers. No, they did not say that this is a replacement for your Mac, this is a replacement for your Windows laptop. They didn't say that. But the way that they presented the iPad Pro as a different tool for the same task is the same way as saying this is a complete replacement for your laptop. So, yes, Apple does not present the iPad as a complement to your Mac. They don't. They present the iPad as an alternative. As they said in the event,
iPad Pro pioneers our most advanced technologies and pushes the limits of what iPad can be. And it empowers users to push the limits of their productivity and creativity as well. Users like illustrators who use Procreate to produce their next masterpiece, and 3D designers using SketchUp to conceive their most ambitious projects. Of course, it's not just for pros. iPad Pro is for anyone who wants the ultimate iPad experience. It's the combination of the world's best displays, the extraordinary performance of our latest M-series chips, and advanced connectivity and accessories in an ultra-portable design that puts iPad Pro in a class by itself.
And John really punched the needle in the right spot because the iPad Pro is really an amazing display, is really an alternative form factor, really portable, really thin. And now the M4 iPad Pro just improves in all of those hardware features. It's even thinner now, being 5.1 millimeters on the 13-inch size and 5.3 millimeters on the 11-inch size. This is the thinnest Apple product ever. Ridiculous. Apple is saying it's as resistant as the M2 generation, so it won't bend as easily. And yeah, they removed the ultra-wide lens, they added the M4 chip, they added an OLED display, they added better speakers, they repositioned the camera for the horizontal position, they created and launched a new Magic Keyboard with aluminum frame. It's not a complete aluminum Magic Keyboard, but it has a trackpad with aluminum. They launched a new Apple Pencil, the Apple Pencil Pro. All of these, and they still actually kept the same prices on the accessories. But on the iPad Pro front, things got expensive. The 11-inch iPad Pro starts at $999, and the 13-inch iPad Pro starts at $1299. Yes, very, very expensive now. These two iPads are the most expensive iPads ever created. The thing is, right now, both sizes are actually the same iPad. You don't have any differentiation between the 11-inch and the 13-inch size. So if you do prefer the smaller iPad, it will be much, much cheaper. But if you want the 13-inch size, it's getting expensive, guys. $1,300 for a new iPad Pro. That's expensive. And on top of that, if you get the Magic Keyboard costing $349, and if you get the Apple Pencil Pro with $129, that would be closer to $1,700. Here in my country, costs 2,000 euros without the Apple Pencil. With the Apple Pencil, it's like 2,100 euros. Super expensive. So the real question is, why? Why would you spend laptop money, even more expensive than MacBook Airs, and you will get less? Currently, if you buy the M4 iPad Pro for the same price as the M3 MacBook Air, you get less. You don't get the keyboard, you don't get the mouse, you get the Apple Pencil, you just get a tablet. If you want to create a laptop replacement, you need to pay $350 more, making it $1,500 or even $1,600. That's MacBook Pro territory right there. So yes, you got an OLED display, you got the most recent Apple Silicon chip with the M4, but why? Why would you pay for a compromised form factor, something that does less than the Mac, and pay more? I don't know, and that's the fundamental issue with the iPad. It's iPadOS. I've been saying this for years now, and I've said it to the upcoming event. Apple needs to focus on iPadOS. What did they do? Well, they created a new software upgrade for Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, their Pro app suite. Other than that, it's the same actual issues for iPadOS. Window management system, terrible. File system, terrible. And I don't know, it's confusing. The iPadOS is closer to iOS than macOS, and it shouldn't be that way. If this is a laptop replacement or a laptop alternative, this should be closer to macOS, and it isn't. And that's something very, very disappointing. That's something that actually made me sad when I watched the event. So, yes, the M4 iPad Pro is better. It should be. It's 2 years after the release of the M2 iPad Pro. And 2 years later, we simply got a way better iPad with incredible displays, peak brightness of 1600 nits, OLED displays, incredible. I do believe this is going to be the best displays ever on a tablet. The M4 chip focused on AI. Apple kept repeating the word AI throughout the event. And it's true, this is the most powerful AI computer that you can buy for $1,200. It's true. And iPadOS does have some neat AI features. But they were there. Apple is now calling it AI, probably because of investors or something else. But I think that in its core, this iPad Pro, it's not what we needed. This iPad Pro is what we got, and it's really, really good. But what we needed was more software focused, not as hardware focused. I would have traded the M4 chip for the M3. I would have traded the OLED displays for mini LED displays if Apple gave us what we wanted. I really enjoyed the new Magic Keyboard with the function row key. I think that's really, really cool. And now having those functional row keys on the top makes sense. It was an issue before with the older Magic Keyboard. And of course, the new Apple Pencil Pro with the new gestures on the tip. You can just tap it and change the color palette wherever you want. And you'll have haptic feedback on the Apple Pencil. That's really cool. Also, you have access to the Find My network, just like an AirTag. That's also pretty cool. So you'll never lose your very, very expensive pencil. Other than that, Apple improved the hardware very, very much. And all of these were nice features, and features I actually think they are there. But they don't fundamentally change the iPad. They don't fundamentally make the iPad a better product. And that's something Apple will have to figure it out on WWDC 2024. So if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. That event will change or break the iPad. Because if they don't, gosh, I don't know if I can recommend buying an iPad anymore. But do not be sad, I will be buying the iPad Pro 13-inch with the M4 chip, a Magic Keyboard, and of course, I will try it out, I will review it, and give you my opinion, guys. So if you are excited for that, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos, coming out probably next week. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Texuma talking to you here. Bye-bye.